Who's his next big opponent? Mr. One.
Mr. One. Yo, that's... Wait a minute.
And he had a clean cut, too.
That makes so much sense now.
He's trying to be like the world nobles. I don't know what you're talking about.
Discrimination at its finest. What's clapping, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Intervention. This is episode 13, I believe. Yep, 13. Lucky number 13. I'm your host, BMG. Yeah, it is. What the fuck are you talking about?
13 is unlucky. What are you talking
13 is unlucky. Oh, yeah, you're right. Right at the 13. I'm your host, BMG, and I'm here with my co-host, Clean Me. First of all, man, where's your you're not wearing nothing? You don't got no...
Where's your hat?
Yeah, where's your hat? You want something to wear? Just grab something.
Sure.
Yeah, it's that'll work. You pass me that candle too. Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, thank you. Anyways, let's get this show on the road. I'm here with my co-host, Clean Bean, and our guest who's back, JoJo. What is happening, dog?
Oh, but you know how it is. You know how it is.
You know you hit us with a banger episode with the Dragon Ball episode, 2 episodes.
What can I say? I'm the greatest of all time.
Honestly, at this rate, you may be racking up them W's, ring after ring. But you know why we're here, right?
Oh, of course.
We're here for Bleach. But before we dive into Bleach, I'm going to do the same thing I usually do before I start every episode. I want to ask you, what was like the most recent anime that you watched?
I haven't watched anime in so long. I'm reading manga mostly.
Okay.
And webtoons. I just caught up to the last chapter of JJK. Can't say anything. Spoilers.
True.
What else? Been reading Hajime no Ippo. I'm all caught up there. This isn't really a manga anymore, but the Breaker Eternal Force Online webtoon.
Okay.
Started off as a manga, had 2 separate mangas for it, and then they turned into a webtoon later.
Okay.
There's a few other things, but I'm forgetting them right now.
All right, that's cool. What about you, Clean Bean?
For me, I've been watching, Ghost Stories, dubbed as usual.
Still.
Oshinoko.
Okay.
And Fairy Tail. I started it.
Wait, okay, so you saw the episode where Naruto literally sticks his hand into Lucy's tits, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page because I was going to talk about Fairy Tail as well, where it's like the last episode that I watched, I'm like, bro, what is happening? Like somebody's practically naked, like everything's going on. Like Fairy Tail knows what to do, but at the same time, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're just doing whatever is hot
Comedy.
at this point.
Comedy. I mean, I can understand it, but you watch Fairy Tail?
I tried to. After the 5th time I heard I got a fire in my belly, I wanted to blow my brains out. So,
Oh, you got a fire about that.
I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Yo,
got everyone here with that one.
Yo.
I'm sorry.
I remember I was talking to somebody who was really in love with Fairy Tail, and I was like, I just can't get into it. And they're like, well, how much did you watch? I was like, I think I'm up to episode 50. And I was, oh, see, that's the problem. It gets really good at episode 150. I was like, I'm not watching 100 episodes of this. What do you want?
Just to get to the good part.
What are you talking about?
And honestly, I think that's like, wait, is that the Grand Magic Games? Isn't that like 140?
That's the Grand Magic Games, yeah.
You gotta wait all the way to the Grand Magic Games just to do that. That's crazy. But yeah. Anyways, we got a Bleach episode planned for today. But before we dive in, have you seen Slime?
I've read the bits and pieces of it. I need to catch back up on Slime.
Okay. I've been watching it, and I've been watching Aaliyah Hides Her Feelings in Russian.
You've heard things about, mostly from you, but I've heard things about that around the internet. I think it's a pretty interesting concept.
Pretty good. And then I am almost done with Hellsing Ultimate. I am on episode 6, I think now. But, obviously every single episode is like 45 minutes long. So I'm just like trying to like coax my way through there. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I still have to, I'm waiting for My Hero to kind of finish before I deep dive into it. I felt like it deserved the time to I didn't want to like rush it, you know what I mean? I wanted to, I guess, digest it in the way that I thought was good for me. So I was like, let me just, especially since the manga ended, didn't it just end?
Yeah, I think so. And I totally understand what you're saying. I had a similar issue with Dragon Ball Super, the manga, when it was coming out. The monthly releases, you have to wait for certain things, and then when it gets revealed, it's not really as impactful as it is when you read it.
When you read it
back to back. So I totally understand that.
That's fair. All right, well, let's start with this Bleach episode, mate. I am so excited. Bleach, Bleach, best soundtrack, but Bleach, Bleach, Bleach. Um, I think what we'll do is we'll just do all of Bleach except for we're gonna cut right before, like right after Full Brain.
Yeah,
That
before
ending?
the
Before the
1,000
thousand year, yeah, we're gonna cut right there. I think that's a good way to like frame it. So what I'll do right now is ask you, when did you first start watching?
Oh shoot!
Do you
I think I
remember?
was in high school, and I was on the kick for watching a lot. I watched all of Naruto in high school. Not a good time. I mean, it was a great time, but it was a long time.
True.
I watched all of Berserk. The best anime slash manga I can recommend to nobody. It takes a very strong soul to read or watch Berserk.
Ooh.
And then I watched Bleach, and I had a great time all throughout.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think when it comes to comedy, I feel like Bleach. I won't say it takes the cake, but for me, like I thought that the comedic moments in Bleach hit me harder than a lot of the other anime.
I would agree with that. I think Bleach is very natural with its comedy. I find it a lot of fun.
What about you, Clean Bean? When did you start it?
I started it in middle school as well, so I did like a little One Piece, Bleach, and then Naruto.
Mhm.
And you gave it to me. I remember this. It was
Yeah.
April, spring break. I watched it, and I think you went to school because what was it? Middle school. You were in college.
Yeah, I think I was in college at the time.
Yeah, you were in college at the time. I started to watch it. I watched 31 episodes in one day,
Straight.
straight. One day.
Good time.
That's crazy.
Never in my life. I never did it again.
I never did it
Never
again.
did it again.
But
That's my
clearly you
problem.
enjoyed it. Clearly you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was like eating it up. It's like that whole time, that whole space with the beginning of it and literally just the end of the, going to the Soul Society and rescuing Rukia. That was a banger. Like it was constant action, good cinematic fights. Music was dope, and even we got to see like a little training arc with Kisuke and Ichigo. So
Yeah. You know what I would say? Like personally for me, like if I was giving out an anime, let's say I wanted to give somebody one of the big three simply to watch. If I wasn't giving them Naruto, I'd probably be giving them Bleach. And I think the reason for that is simply because of the way Bleach starts out. And it's very to the point. Things start up pretty quick. I mean, to be fair, obviously there's like some lead up to when Rukia has to, gets kidnapped and everything. But just Bleach, Ichigo getting his powers and how he goes through the world, like understanding that there's soul. He was already like that. He could see that before, even before Rukia came. Didn't he have that
Yes,
affinity?
he could see souls,
Yeah,
and he would help them out occasionally. So the souls would know to go to Ichigo if they needed a favor.
exactly. So just the fact that it started off that way, it builds intrigue, and I think it's perfect for somebody who's new to the big three genre of shonen.
I even
Yeah.
say it's perfect for people who are new to anime. It's very easygoing at the beginning, and it ramps up during the Soul Society arc.
yeah, it reminds me of like Yu Yu Hakusho
Mhm.
in a way with like the concepts of souls and like you're dying and then you have a realm that's basically consists of people that are kind of immortal in a way, but just very powerful beings that control the concept of people that die and go up to another plane, essentially.
Okay. Do you let me ask you this, because I asked our recent guest, Random Dynasty, I asked him about the pacing of One Piece and how he felt about it. What do you feel about Bleach's pacing?
It's stellar. Of course, it drags in some areas, as all shows do. So, takes a little bit of time, goes a little bit too fast. But generally speaking, Bleach's pacing is stellar. It either gets to the point just when it needs to, or lets you marinate, for lack of a better word, on some other points in the story that you want to stay in for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's fair. Clean Bean, same thing?
Yeah, same thing. I have like a couple of gripes with certain filler arcs like later on, but other than that, it's literally straight shot to the point.
I agree. I agree with that. All right, well, without further ado, we could just jump right into it. If you had a favorite character, by the way, who would you pick?
Ooh,
Tough.
I know who you're gonna pick.
Who?
Tozen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You were toasting at the
Yeah.
you know.
He was ripped out.
Oh man, I don't even know if my favorite character. I got a soft spot for Ichigo. He's great.
I'm a Neliel simp.
Understandable.
Personally.
Understandable. I got a soft spot for Toshiro too.
Yeah,
I love him. I love the little guy.
He's like, it's funny because everybody thinks he's like a little kid, but
I mean,
like,
he is.
he is.
But,
But just the fact that he is, a captain, it's just ridiculous.
extremely powerful.
Extremely powerful. But yeah, we can jump right into the arcs. The first one, which is literally, first of all, I love the comedy between Ichigo and his dad. It's just fucking.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is hilarious. That is beyond hilarious.
The fighting, the random drop kicks out of nowhere for no reason.
Good morning,
Ichigo.
Oh, I love it. It's a good time. It really is good.
Oh my god, I can't wait for our producer to actually watch it because, bro, she's gonna be flipping a shit. But yeah, like I think it was within the first episode, right? Wasn't the first episode when Rukia shows up at the end of the first episode?
Yes, or at least in the middle. It was close to the end, I think.
Close to the end, yeah. I'm trying to think because it's funny because Rukia wasn't strong enough to defeat that hollow.
No, Rukia's garbage.
Rukia's just trash.
She's complete garbage.
Damn.
Like she
Ew.
gets better, don't get me wrong,
She
but
does.
that first arc and even the next arc, Rukia is not good.
Yeah.
It's like, here, have my power.
Mhm.
Yo, I just find it really interesting though because she's trash, but then Ichigo, after receiving her, so-called abilities, his zanpakuto is supposed to be a measure of his spiritual pressure or something.
Yes, the way it works is that the more spiritual pressure you have if you're a Soul Reaper, the larger your zanpakuto is.
So just seeing that his zanpakuto was like super huge, I'm just like, weak, strong,
Mhm.
weak, strong. Obviously, later on we see that he's not as strong as he's supposed to be, but
Well, that's only half true. People who are on a certain level, they can shrink their zanpakuto to be certain sizes. Because later on, Ichigo's dad even says if that was always the case, then
Yeah.
captains would be rolling around with swords the size of the size of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I remember him saying that. That's crazy. Yeah. What happened after that? I'm trying to remember.
after Rukia or after his dad?
After Rukia.
Well, it's kind of Monster of the Week for 1 and 2 episodes, and
Oh, yeah,
then
I remember that,
Byakuya and Renji come from the Soul Society to capture Rukia, and Ichigo fights them, managed to push back Renji, which is incredible because Renji's I think a vice captain at the time,
Something like that.
and then Byakuya absolutely gone, which was insane to see because out of all the other anime of the big three and for Dragon Ball Z, none of the main characters get absolutely dumpstered on like Ichigo does
Yeah.
for the majority of his runtime. Ichigo does nothing but lose.
You're right. You're right. Oh my god. Bro gets sauced the entire anime.
Didn't he lose to his himself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
His soul.
Ichigo loses to Byakuya, he loses to Renji, he loses to his soul, he loses to Yawak, he loses to everyone. If you can think of a character, he's probably lost them at least once.
You gotta stop taking these L's, man. Ichigo.
He gets it back and forth.
Didn't he lose to Grimmjow too?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Initially.
Initially, yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Like some people say, oh, it's not a loss. He didn't really go down. Or like
No, he got
he
possessed.
possessed. He
Yeah.
literally.
That wasn't him. I mean, it was him, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, it wasn't him, the first one. Then the second interaction where he thought he was hot shit because, I don't know, he thought he was going to be able to withstand him because he had longer qualification. Like, he still got washed
Mhm.
in a way. But other than that, yeah, he kept on losing to Grimmjow.
Yeah, it's I had the arcs listed right here. It's literally from episode 21 all the way up to episode 63 is the entirety of the rescue arc for Rukia.
Okay.
It's pretty long. Obviously, it's split into two because you got the entry arc where they had to go through the
Yes, through the gate guardian or whatever his name is.
exactly, and then there was also the fact that they had to get over the walls, right? So they needed to use, I forgot what her name was.
Fukaku.
With
Fukaku.
the one-armed lady, right?
Yeah.
with a giant Banhan Gonkulas.
Yeah. Yeah. the freaking cannon.
Canon. Yeah, I
Bro, she
forgot
got
about
some-
that big.
I mean,
cannon.
to be fair,
It's most
it's
female
most
characters.
most of the women in Bleach do
Yeah.
have gigantic badonkadonks, but that's a different conversation. But yeah, I'm trying to think. When does Ichigo he loses and he learns his Bankai afterwards, right?
Yes. Well, okay. The first thing we need to go to, because I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
you're talking about when he's on the bridge and he's trying to save Rukia. He basically didn't recover from his injuries from
Kenpachi.
Kenpachi. Yes. And he goes onto the bridge and he has the suit that allows him to fly.
Mhm.
Or what is it? A suit? No, it's not the suit. It's like something that was attached to his arm.
The bandages.
Yeah, the bandages, but also there was another thing that he used to fly. And I can't remember what it was called.
I can't either. That was kind of a minor thing. I don't think it ever shows up again.
Yeah, it doesn't show up again, and he basically just gets punched by Yoruichi, and then she takes him back, and that's when you have like a little flash step battle between her and Byakuya.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to get to the fights leading up to that.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, yeah,
Let's talk about wait, doesn't he fight Renji again? No.
Yes,
He does,
yes,
right?
he does. He does. He fights Renji and he wins this time, which is always a good thing about Ichigo. He loses every single fight, but then he gets it back.
Yeah.
And he generally doesn't lose his next fight. If he loses the next fight, that means, man, that guy was strong.
God damn. Then wait, so
He first fought Ikaku.
oh, he does fight Ikaku.
Yes, he fought Ikaku first.
I think he also fights Gin for like 4 seconds before losing.
Oh wait, yeah. Yeah. What am I talking about? Because of the entrance, like you gotta remember, they went through the Rukon district.
Yes.
They went through the Rukon district, and they had Ichigo there. They had Uryu, Chad, Orihime, and then they met Ganju, and then that's where they met Ganju, got to Kakaku
Yeah.
because Yoruichi was also with them.
Went over,
right? And as they thought they were, they breached through.
They beat
as
the
well.
gate guardian.
Yeah,
The
like
guardian
after
lifted the gate. Yeah.
lifted the gate, and yeah,
Gin shows up and
Gin shows
stabs the gate guardian and kills him.
kills them.
And I don't remember how to get through the gate after that.
No, oh yeah, that was how they got through the gate, the cannon. You remember what they had to use their spiritual pressures. They had to like actually practice molding it into
into the ball.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe they got through it, but they ended up dispersing.
Yes, because they hit the shield
Mhm.
and they ended up scattering all throughout the Soul Society.
I'm trying to remember, who did Chad fight?
Don't know.
Oh, I know who he fought. He fought oh my days. Why am I forgetting? With the flowers, the
Oh, with the pink, the jacket. I can't remember what it's
Why is
called.
it not coming to me?
Oh man.
Why is it not coming to me?
Yes, but I know who you're talking about, and he is elite through the entire show.
Yes, he's
Mr. Man.
Mr.
Man. Okay, it's gonna come up eventually. I'm gonna be upset.
Because it's him and his friend. I don't remember if he's there. I don't remember both of them are there, but it's definitely the man with the flowers.
Yes, it's him and then his lieutenant that helps him out.
Shinsui.
Oh wait, yeah, Shinsui, yeah, because you have Shinsui and then you have his lieutenant that were there, and basically he was just chilling, having fun with Chad, and humbled him real quick.
Humbled them real quick.
Then Uryu versed some lieutenant that thought he was like, hot shit and got absolutely whopped.
The pretty boy.
No. There was one where he, his zanpakuto, his Shikai released and it was like flying blades.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember because he saved Orihime, and he had he would like slam his zanpakuto and then it would just release.
It would disperse. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. he ended up just shooting him down, like basically just destroying him. Shot his Shoten sleep and made sure that he did not become a Soul Reaper again or retain his powers. And then he first captain of the research and development.
I knew he fought him. God,
Yeah.
there's so many names in Bleach. You lose
It's a
track
lot.
of a lot of them.
Yeah, that happens.
But yes, he has the white paint, and his vice captain is Nemu
Yes. Nemu, the one he's
Mayuri. That's his name.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mayuri Kuratsuchi, I remember now.
Kutsuchi.
Yeah. Treats his lieutenant like absolute dog.
I would too if my
mean-
lieutenant was, made from things I found around the Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just, damn, Walmart?
I mean,
You could have done have
Could've
more
been
expensive
Target.
taste. Yeah, it could have been Target, but Walmart? bro?
what does she do though?
I mean,
She
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, she does some things. She's not completely useless, but she's just not a main character. And not even the same way that like Ichigo's a main character. Renji. Renji's not a main character, but he gets things done.
okay, fair. He gets things done. However, I do think he needs to stop saying "Roar, Zabimaru" for like
Roar.
the 15th time. Like,
Yeah,
what are you doing? Roar, Roar,
Yeah.
Zabimaru, just for it to get broken. I'm like,
That-
okay,
Every
broken every
5
time.
minutes. It's bad.
5 minutes.
Every time.
You need a mechanic with you or some like I don't know, whoever you need to go fix some swords. Like I really don't understand, bro.
Kenpachi's fight with Ichigo, I think that was another, I guess, not I won't say a stepping stone, but it was like a wall, big wall for him.
Yeah, it was the first time that Ichigo realized, oh wow, I can't cut this guy. And I believe it was partly because he was scared of him, which I would
I'd
too.
be scared too. Shit.
It's a little bit of a spoiler. This is way far into the future than the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. But Kenpachi beats a guy who can make his imagination reality because he scared him so much that he imagined himself losing and he lost.
It's like
Kenpachi is broken.
Yeah.
he's genuinely broken.
He is broken.
Oh wait, nah, think about it. Even his entrance was cold as hell because
Mm-hmm.
this was when before they even beat Renji. Remember how they picked up a guy from Squad 4, the healing ranks?
Yeah.
Hanatsuro?
Hanatori,
Yeah. They tagged him along when they were versing Kenpachi. And he's, sitting there like, a little shadowy figure on the rooftops. They don't notice him. They hear the bells. And then out of nowhere, his spiritual pressure is crushing down on them. This man, Hanatsuro, was knocked the fuck out. He's gone. Like he literally looked like he's just off one. Like I've never looked at an anime character and seen him be slumped. Slumped from just being in your presence. That's crazy to me.
That was one thing that I always loved about Bleach is like if you were strong enough, it wasn't like you had power that would exude off you and push people back. No, it's pressure. You're going down.
down.
Just down.
You're beneath me, kneel.
Yo, it's a different type of aura.
Mm-hmm.
Different type of aura. When Ichigo got to, like you said, Yoruichi took him back, and basically that was when he was doing his training to unlock his Bankai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, he doesn't meet. It's not his. It's not. What's his name? Crap.
Zangetsu?
Yeah, it's Zangetsu, yes, but it's not the hollow form of Zangetsu.
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
name.
No, well, it's not Zangetsu at all.
It's not. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Because technically his name is Yawok.
Oh yeah, technically.
Yes.
But at that point, didn't he go by something?
Nope, just Zangetsu.
Just Zangetsu?
Yes.
Okay. Damn. That is crazy.
Uh-huh. It was a thing for Ichigo. He always trusted Zangetsu because it was his power, just to find out that it wasn't his hollow powers.
It wasn't him.
And it was it's so hard not to talk about the 1,000-Year Blood arc.
Yeah, because there's like
To be
hidden
fair, yeah.
connections there.
But he does eventually master his Bankai. And I think that does lead to probably one of the coldest entrances I've seen from Ichigo, period, throughout the entirety of the show. Just pulling up to an execution when Rukia is about to get pooped on. And he's like, I'm here.
It's me.
It's a me.
It's a me, Mario.
Mario.
But it's me, Ichigo.
Yo. Sword on his back like this. And he's got like the cape
with the bandages.
with the bandages
and
on.
you're
too.
like, it's time.
And then the
Number one.
number one starts playing, and you're like, sheesh.
Oh
He pulls
man.
up, puts the sword down into the ground. It's like, I mean, I could just run these hands and y'all be good.
Yeah, like he was running hands without the sword. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, bro, what? It was cold.
Yep.
But that does lead to inevitably the fight that we've all been waiting for, which is him versus Byakuya.
Oh my goodness. It's a fight. Ichigo loses, and then he pulls out his Bankai, and it's on and popping.
It's like insanity. Like I thought that was definitely one of the best and most anticipated fights I've seen in Bleach compared to like maybe I guess what would be who comes after or who's the imminent threat.
Oh.
We know who we're talking
Mhm,
about.
tomorrow,
Aizen. Now, in the woodworks, while everyone's like, focused on like, the fight and rescuing Rukia, we have stuff going on in Soul Society.
Mhm.
We have Betrayal. We have Gin.
Mm-hmm.
We have Kaname Tosen.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Aizen. All of them.
Aizen.
Sosuke Aizen. Out here betraying everyone. Killing all of Central 46, I remember. And also...
Oh, don't forget, Aizen fakes his own death, too.
Yep. Fakes his own death with his own lieutenant. Makes her in some, like, psychotic state where she's fighting off everyone else. Injures her. And then also pisses off Toshiro.
Because she's his friend.
Yeah. Childhood best friend, I think. And it's just crazy nonsense. He's trying to get to the bottom of it. Him, Toshiro and his lieutenant, Rangitu. I remember.
big titty.
Even bigger.
Even bigger. I swear, that's all that's not all I know her for, but goddamn, those things are gigantic, let me tell you.
You could slot her right into prison school, and she'd fit.
She would fit.
See, this is what I have to deal with. Like, I agree with you, but
You're my brother in Christ. You are the degenerate.
I mean, yes, but I'm with class. Like I'm
With class.
With class. Yes, with class. You see, it's like I can't be. Listen. If I'm gonna degenerate, right? I'm like the one with the suit on and make sure that I commit the devious acts, but I do it with precision.
Precision.
Yes.
There's nothing precise about you.
What you mean, though?
Bro, you've said things to me in my vicinity that I think I have gained sin just by hearing. I know you the least of everyone on this podcast, and you've shot up to almost the highest mark of. He's at the highest. You're close behind.
How? I didn't even do anything. I'm just here, right?
Yo, get a load of this guy right here with a suit on. If you got a suit, I'm the king.
Okay,
I'm royalty.
just think of me as Sanji, but like less simp like. That's it.
But isn't that just Sanji?
I'll take that.
So just Sanji.
Bro, you're Naruto.
Naruto.
Nah, don't say it like that, because you already know if he was Naruto, you know he would do with those clones. So
crazy.
So don't
I gotta leave it, bro. I gotta leave. I can't do this
Honestly,
no more,
don't
bro.
even take it there.
I can't do this no more.
Yo.
Nah.
No, it's okay. No, it's crazy because it's Naruto. All right, listen, that Naruto episode's coming. It's not here yet. I'm sure we'll have conversations with about the clones and stuff like that and the sexy jutsu and et cetera, but not today. Not today. All right.
Get back at the,
back to Ichigo.
The topic at hand. Yeah.
Yo, back to Ichigo. All right, so yeah, no, I really like that fight, the Ichigo versus Byakuya, and like you were saying, Aizen being like one of the greatest ops I've seen to basically just kind of ruin the entire program.
No, because he's literally been plotting since he's been inside the
Since he's like, well, I mean, it looks like he was 20. You don't really know how old these guys are, but yeah, from a very young age, before he was even a lieutenant, he would basically just black father. he's been plotting this.
Long time. Long time.
One of the things I really like about the fight between Ichigo and Byakuya is normally in this kind of fight, the antagonist, which would be Byakuya at this point, doesn't really grow, but Byakuya actually takes down his defenses to bring his Bankai closer to him in order to fight Ichigo. So it's a point where they're both growing as the fight's going on. It's a really nice thing to see.
And he does also grow in regards to his sister.
Yes, yes.
It's really, really emotional moment too. Yeah. Damn. I mean, it was his way to love the sister. That's his way of giving love, I guess.
Oh, yeah, because he had to honor
His
two-
wife.
yeah, his wife and also his parents, like two different types of agreements. Like to his parents, like I would always abide by the law, but also with his wife, I would always protect who would be, well, you say technically my sister, but
Sister-in-law.
but like yeah, her sister, well, my sister, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like though, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of anticipation for what was gonna happen between when Aizen appeared, and I felt like people were waiting for that to happen, like for the real villain to be out and about and like to actually die, but the way that they did it was completely fine to me.
With him like dipping?
With him like dipping, yes, because you hinted at who the real like villain is of the series, and you showed the difference in power between him and the MC.
I mean, Ichigo was in his Bankai, flying straight towards Aizen. Theme song is playing. Now you feel like number one. You're feeling like number one watching him. One finger, the theme song ends. He puts down the finger, and Ichigo basically explodes, and that's just it. It's over. Normally, in like another shonen, especially for the big three, that's when there'd be like I'll hunt you down. No, Ichigo's just knocked out.
Yeah.
He's out for basically until they pick him back up.
Yeah. It's great. And then they dip. They go to, I'm assuming, Hueco but they were going after the Hogyoku, right?
Yes.
Yes. Although I don't remember how they formed it exactly.
I forgot how they. It was some absurd.
It was in Rukia.
Yes, it was in Rukia.
Yes,
I remember.
and it had to do with her being executed, but I don't remember the exact specifics of why it was made inside of her.
Yeah.
But they essentially planned it so that Rukia would go to Earth, find Ichigo, lose her powers, and I think that's when it started growing. And when she was getting executed, that's when they would take it from her and escape.
Right.
Or not escape, but they weren't escaping from anything. They could have folded the entire Soul Society with the exception of Genryusei Yamamoto.
Yep.
But they were just going to leave to Hueco to get more strength and become different.
Do you think that if they were to I guess run the hands right there, they would win?
Aizen's Bankai, I don't remember if it's Shikai or Bankai, but his ability is so strong that the only way they would tie. It would eventually come to either Yamamoto would die or he would go no and just nuke the entire Soul Society and kill everyone in it.
Yeah, that's fair. You see what happens later on in this. That's fair. Okay. What about you, Cleamy? What do you think about that?
What, him
It could be a tie? Like if they were all fight right there?
If they were to all fight right there, it would definitely be a tie, because you got to think about the fact that his Shikai also allows for complete and utter hypnosis. So those who have seen the release of his Shikai are already under it. Toshio was already under it. Momo was already under it. The lieutenant of Aizen.
Every single one of them was under it because they witnessed Aizen's death. The only one who wasn't was Ichigo.
Yeah, which is crazy. Crazy how you have everybody there.
It's up to you, buddy.
Aizen is so broken. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of characters in Bleach that are broken, but still.
No, Aizen's built different.
Aizen's built completely different. All right, well, on to the next arc. You know what's crazy? After that arc is the Bound arc.
Dude, I don't care what anyone says about Bleach. It's got the best filler of the big three.
Well, it definitely does have the best filler, but I don't know personally for me if I like the Bound arc as much as you do.
I love the Bound arc. I think it's interesting, and it's definitely a better filler arc. It's one of the best filler arcs I've ever seen.
Do you think it's better than the Zanpakuto arc, the filler?
No, the Zanpakuto Bounty arc is better, but the Bound arc is definitely. I mean, it's just out of the blue, but it's a lot of fun and has a good amount of lore to it. Weirdly enough.
True, it does. It does beef it up. Clean Bean, you know which? Can you guess which filler arc I hate the most?
The one with the princess
Yep.
and the
But
yeah.
the Journey to the West thing.
I mean,
Bro, Black Myth Wukong just came out.
Nah, bro. The reason why I don't like that arc is because I feel like it's too focused on royalty and how it correlates with the Soul Society and it's a bunch of other shit that it just doesn't belong there for me personally. I just doesn't think it belongs there.
I'll keep it a stat with you. I got no clue what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, actually.
you don't
Okay, so-
remember.
you don't remember-
But that's the thing though. It
You
might
don't-
be so bad that I
you don't even
remember
remember. Well, here's the thing. It happened between I think that was the filler that ruined it that fight for me. Remember, it was the fight in Hueco Mundo, Grimmjow and Ichigo
Yeah.
were going at it or something like that. I forgot where exactly it was. But then it just cut and went to the filler.
Yeah.
And I was just like, don't we have a
Where banana?
fight to finish? I
Yeah.
thought we were
Yeah.
okay. Like I don't know, but we're gonna get to that though, because we're gonna, you know, what? The Bound arc. I love the Bound arc. But do you have something to say about the Bound arc before I move on to the next?
No,
arc?
I mean it's just great. Weird vampires, interesting. It's got a lot of lore for considering it's a filler. Usually you get the filler from anime and it's just like beach episode or
You know how long it was?
like 10 episodes.
No.
No, it was a.
It went
good
from
30
64 to
Ooh.
109.
Wow,
Ooh,
wow.
40.
Still, it was for filler. It didn't feel like filler, which I think is
That's the thing.
yeah, I think that's definitely.
I think that's a good, yeah. If it doesn't feel like filler, then it kind of gives you the vibe that it's part of the show. It belongs there. Personally, for
I
me,
know it
think
was
belongs.
filler at the time.
Me neither. Until they weren't there anymore afterwards.
Yeah, it comes in at a great time so that it doesn't feel like it's
Thrust it in there.
yeah, it doesn't feel like it's interrupting anything, and it lasts a long time, sure, but it gives you enough that you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was filler until after it ended, basically. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, guess we're on to the next arc, which is pretty much the Arrancar arc. So, the Arrancar is Aizen's new army. He's got him. He's sending them
Oh
out.
wait, there is one thing I wanted to correct because remember how we were talking about the Hogyoku?
Oh, yeah.
So I believe Kisuke made it like already.
You're right. He made it as like a project basically.
Like he wanted to cross the barrier between Soul Reapers and Hollows themselves.
Mm.
And once he, found out how to do it, like he basically created like this a mass amount of like energy, and pretty positive everyone wanted their hands on it. Like even Sosuke, Aizen obviously wanted his hands on it, but yeah, it was definitely something that was like out of pocket and like probably the most powerful thing besides maybe I'm thinking like the Soul King maybe.
Yeah, I mean they're both kind of MacGuffin type. I mean Soul King's more of a MacGuffin. He's not even really a character. He's more of a concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hogyoku is definitely up there in terms of power.
Why can't... So,
Why can't work?
you saying... All right, so... I understand what you're saying exactly, but like I'm just thinking of it from the perspective of like logic, right? Ichigo is right there.
Don't worry about that.
Ichigo is right there. Like he's literally, like as you said Soul Reaper, Hollow.
If I remember, Aizen he wanted the Hogyoku for himself, but he didn't have Ichigo made. I wouldn't say, but he had his eyes on Ichigo because he was really interesting,
Yep.
and so he was. I could be wrong about that, but he was really just like, oh, this orange-haired loser is pretty cool.
Oh, look at this guy! Look at this guy.
Sure. But
As you were gonna talk.
no. I was gonna like say he did have his eyes on him, and I do remember. Well, technically, this is the 1,000-year blood arc, but him sending a hollow that Mother his mother and his father fought.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Right. He essentially got Ichigo made because he introduced the two of them, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. A lot of stuff going on in the background here that we don't really know until later on
Exactly.
down the line, which is Bleach. I mean, One Piece kind of does the same thing, but
Been
like
plotting.
Bleach is a little different.
Yeah, he's been plotting like
Been plotting,
ever
yeah.
since. Like even with like the holification.
Yes,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
he implanted whatever made them hollow into the visors.
Yeah.
He essentially made the visors and essentially got them kicked out of the Soul Society.
Yep. They got, and they knew. They knew from the start.
Mad
They,
as hell too.
they were upset. After that, the Hueco Mundo arc, right? Before you actually go there, I forgot what that thing was called. You know that sweeper thing that was in between the worlds? Do you remember what that was called?
Cleaner?
was the
Yeah,
cleaner?
but I don't think the cleaner had a specific name, but the area had a name.
Wait. Oh wait, I think I know. Wait. What? Did it start with
Some Spanish.
something Spanish?
Yeah. Everything has to do with Hueco Mundo was something Spanish.
Yeah, everything was Spanish. I just can't remember what it was called. Wait, don't they have to get into Los Noches as well? That's a separate. That's like the place of like the headquarters, but like
Yeah, I thought that was like the actual like home base of Aizen and the Arancars and the
But the area where
I am being informed it's called the Dangai realm.
Oh wait, it is the Dongai realm. Okay, yeah. I'm mixing up a couple things, but yeah. Dongai, I remember.
and they were basically trying to get to the other side, and they had to, if I remember correctly, they needed proper reishi control to navigate it
Oh,
Shoot, dude,
and not
yeah.
fall.
yes, because the floor wasn't like a real floor.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the chakra control in Naruto,
Mhm.
where they had to like stick to trees and stuff, but they had to do that to walk across. And I don't remember who it was, but someone screwed it up because the cleaner was chasing them,
Mhm.
and they had to sprint out of there. It was super cool.
I believe. Darn, I don't know who messed it up. Maybe it was Ichigo? Maybe.
I think Ichigo had the worst of it because
Yes.
his reishi is kind of wild.
Yeah. He had a hard time controlling it. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think it was him.
He was last, you're right, because they were worried that he might fall in.
Mhm.
And so he did have to sprint the last leg of the Dangai in order to get to Hueco Mundo.
I remember that. And then they fall in, and they're like in this desert area, and it's like, what the? This is Hueco Mundo? It's just, I mean, to be fair, it looks like there's nothing there.
Yeah. They were underground when they got through the Dongai,
Mhm.
and then they fought like a couple of like just what looks like. I don't think it was. They looked like they were above Atucha. Yeah, they were like Vasolodic, but like
I don't think they were Vasalodi at that point, because the
Wait, they weren't?
Vasalodis are really strong. I think they were tiered. I actually don't remember what they were.
they were like humanoid form. That's what I was saying. Like
Wait, where did they meet?
No?
Not Nell. Well, technically Nell, yeah. Nell and
Nell and Pesce.
Pesce and yeah,
And Don
Yeah, when they
Chaka.
first,
And-
well,
yeah,
Ichigo
Dono Chaka,
first
yeah.
meets Nell, I think right after they land in
yeah,
Hueco
it was
Mundo.
right after they.
Yeah,
okay.
yes. That's the first hollow that they, well, not, that she's a hollow, but that's the first hollow that they meet.
Mhm.
And she's just a child. That's it.
I honestly, I did not think. I knew she was going to be important later on, simply because of the fact that she had
A name.
a name, and also the mask.
I thought she was going to be some sort of MacGuffin.
Really?
Yeah, I thought there was going to have some sort of special power, but was going to be defenseless. I didn't think she was going to be as strong as she was.
Which is crazy because later on, I did not think that. Like when she changed, I was like, okay, this is my favorite character now.
Here we go.
Okay.
I mean,
And then another girl comes on, even huge Bonhoeffer. It's honestly how you have to watch Bleach. You're like, oh, there's a new character coming. I wonder if she's got absolutely massive. It's Orihime, Ichigo's mom, Rangiko, that one-armed lady in Soul Society whose name I can't remember. Nell and her.
Wait, the one arm lady?
Yeah, remember she's the one that sends them in the catapult.
Oh, Kukaku.
Kukaku.
Yeah.
Her too.
Kukakushi.
I can't remember anybody else.
I don't think Yoruichi has.
No, I mean
Nah.
she's pretty normal.
To be fair, she's nimble cat, so I would expect that those would get in the way. Okay, if you know what I'm saying. Yo, there's a couple others I feel like they're all even what's her name from
There's no this thing off.
was it 11? Oh, Harabelle, yeah, that's good.
Ooh,
I mean,
you're
to be fair,
right.
she's in Arrancar.
Hollywood you talking about?
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
she's
She's
the
one of
one
them.
Arrancar that turns one of the few Arrancar that turn good towards the end.
Yeah. There's a few others that I can't really think of, but just now that we're talking about Arrancar specifically, the numbers, right? We had Nell was 3, right?
Yes,
see-
but she's not 3 anymore.
Well, she wasn't 3. She used to be 3, but she
Yes.
fell.
Yeah.
She fell from okay.
She
She's one of
fell-
those who fell from grace, basically.
Well,
But it's a little
technically,
different.
she didn't fall from grace because of the fact that she wasn't a Priveron Espada. It was more because of the fact that one Noitora like basically slashed her for no reason, cut her mask, and then she basically lost her status. And Chaka and Pesce took her and like left, where they were like exiled essentially. The Priveron Espada. Those are the ones that fell from grace that used to be Espada. I believe you can either lose it by either, I don't know, just not doing your duties or just getting beaten in battle or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're listed off as like 101, 102, 103, 104. That's why you'll see when Ichigo was versing that one guy.
I'm talking about that Niño.
Niño Tonto, yeah.
I forgot his freaking name.
I love Bleach because it really just like it's all Japanese stuff, and then they start throwing Spanish at you, and you're like, whoa,
Like,
whoa,
hold on.
Whoa.
And then like you get to the 1,000-year-old blood door, and they start throwing German at you, and you're like, hey, can't we relax?
They're like,
I was barely getting to the Spanish.
I'm down now.
Yo, they really do a good job of intertwining it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Everything sounds great. You know, I mean, we got obviously we got the Soul Reapers, and they have the Shihokusho and the Zanpakuto.
Yep.
And then you get to, Hueco Mundo, the Espada, the Arrancar.
Nuvasta Lorders.
And then you get to 1,000. I mean, I know we're skipping over the Fullbringers, but they don't really have a funny name. But then you have.
Not the Visors?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
the
the Fullbringers-
Visors don't also have.
Yeah, they do have
funny
funny
name.
names, yeah.
But then you have the Quincy's, and the Quincy's are like, oh yeah, we're called Sternritters, and we have this thing called Blutvein, and you're like,
What the fuck is that? Yo, the naming in this is just absolutely absurd.
but I think this is the first time, right before the Hueco Mundo, but after Soul Society is when you start to realize that Ichigo's kind of cheating with his Ben 10 abilities of having everybody's powers.
Yeah,
He's literally got everybody's.
got everyone.
Bro's a Quincy. Bro's a Soul Reaper. Bro's a Hollow. What is he not?
I don't know.
And isn't his mom royalty?
Yeah, she's Quincy royalty. She's really, I don't know if she's super powerful, but she comes from a very strong bloodline.
Bro's broken.
Mm-hmm.
He is 100% talent. To be fair, he does do some hard work, but like that's a lot of
see. No, here's the
a lot
thing.
of talent there.
You're right? And I would definitely agree with you, if not for the fact that he loses almost every single fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
you're right.
works really hard to still lose.
Surprisingly enough, even though he's like a mixed breed, like of just
Everything.
everything, he just be getting beat. Like we saw literally, like I was saying, like with his soul, like his own soul, like
Yeah, his own
the
hollow powers beat him. I think Zangetsu, the Quincy Zangetsu beats him.
Mhm.
Obviously, he gets beaten by the Arrancar.
What number is Ulquiorra again? Is he 2?
4.
He's 4?
4?
Yes, he's 4 because you have
You're right, but he's like 4 number only because he's got a higher tiered form.
yes, he has a higher tier form that no one else has used or even thought of. Because okay, so what you have with the Espadas that you
Well, first, it starts at the very bottom when you
Yeah.
turn into a soul. If you have a lot of regret or emotion, you turn into a hollow. And then if a lot of hollows come together, I forget what it's called when they come.
Menos Grande.
Menos Grande, right? And then if you keep your mind as a Menos Grande, you'll eat other hollows and then I think you become a Vassalotes.
Vassalotes?
No, then you become at Hucha.
Right,
Oh,
right,
okay.
right.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of them come together. They hang out. They get stronger, and then they become
they become
Vassalotes.
Then
Vassalotes.
they become the Vassalotes.
And then once you get a number, you become an Espada, and I think that's where it peaks. But for Ukiura, he went a step further and found another form afterwards that no one else had except for Ichigo.
Yeah.
Because he's cheating, as we said.
He's literally cheating. Like everyone else had their resurrection form.
Mm.
Like, well, you'll have. Wait, no, is it resurrection?
Yes, it's basically
Yeah.
a hollow Bankai.
Yeah, essentially where you're releasing your zanpakuto. Like we've just seen a couple times, even with Grimjow, when he's like releasing, he says, I think like Hatena or something like that.
So many names.
So many names I gotta remember.
It's a lot. You need like a guidebook, essentially.
Yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, Ukiura was the pinnacle of like that. And we even saw like with that fight, oh my goodness, to this day, I'm sorry, that is one of my favorite fights. Like it was easily one of my favorite fights was him versus Ichigo. Because one, I got to see Ichigo break.
Oh yeah, he loses, and you know what? Ichigo is very human, unlike some of the other Shonen Jump characters where they're I'm Mr. Protagonist man. I'll never give up. Ichigo gets so close to giving up. I think 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
Where he's just at his limit and just wants to give up, and he's like, I can't. He even cries about it during the Fullbring arc that he's lost his power. He can't do anything anymore.
Wasn't that during that fight the scenario where he was fighting against Zangetsu?
Hollow Zangetsu?
Hollow Zangetsu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
for that, right? Isn't that when
this is the thing I love about Bleach, because to my knowledge, there's not a lot of anime that throws actual decent philosophy right at you in the middle of a fight, and you're like, whoa, what do you mean? What's the difference between a king and his horse?
Yeah. What's the difference between a king and his horse? I'm like, wait. Hold on. I had to think. Where are we going here? And then he's like, it doesn't make any sense because like, what's the difference between these,
Yeah,
two
if
beings?
2 identical beings with the same form, why does one become the horse and carry the king, and the other one becomes the king to lead him in the battle? And he goes, the answer is instinct.
Yeah.
Because for 2, I remember he goes, for 2 identical beings to get stronger, they have to just have a desire to destroy their enemies. And he's like, you, my friend, don't have that. Literally, his soul rolls up and goes, you're garbage, and I'm not going to be led around by you anymore.
I'm not gonna be led around by some false king that's gonna get us both killed.
Yeah.
I refuse, bruh. You're trash. Like step it up. Do something.
Crazy. I think that was like a big goated moment there. Just seeing that happen to Ichigo, he's the MC. I mean, to be fair, he does kind of make it out, but like,
Oh, dude, he doesn't just make out. He gets stabbed, and then he goes, you'll never take my sword from me. And then grabs the sword, kicks him or something, flips it around, and I think he either stabs or cuts Hollow Ichigo. And, well, he doesn't die because he's literally a part of him. He essentially absorbs Hollow Ichigo to gain control a good chunk of his power. And even then, it's not anything, because Hollow Ichigo is like, no, you don't understand. You're copying me. I saw you do that Black Getsuga Tensho. I did it first.
that was me.
That was me. You stole it. Essentially. But nah. That is definitely one of the peak moments when it comes to like philosophy. Like I know anime will be spitting fire here and there, but that right there was like, damn. Like I really had to think about that, especially when this is an MC that is completely different from Naruto and Luffy, because his powers are meant to go and protect the people that he cares about. He doesn't have necessarily a goal. It's mostly for like protect.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Naruto wants to become Hokage. Luffy wants to get the One Piece. Ichigo is just like, and for Goku, he just wants to fight people. Ichigo is like, I just want to get stronger to protect the people I care about. And I mean, he loses a lot, but generally speaking, he does a great job.
He does. Yeah. After the Hollow arc, Hueco Mundo arc, I believe we move on to the there is a zanpakuto filler. Well,
yeah, I mean,
that happens in between the fight that we talked
yeah, and it does feel like it does feel kind of thrust in there, but in a fun way. It's fun.
about. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I personally, for me, like I was kind of just waiting for them to kind of move on. I was waiting to see I was anticipating the fight between Ichigo and Aizen, so I wasn't really too concerned about that. But I still watched it. I still kind of enjoyed it, so it was like whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like Robot Naruto in a sense.
Exactly.
Nice.
How do you feel about fake Karakura time?
We're going there already. Damn.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh, okay. So, it's the Soul Society against Aizen and the rest of the Espada who are still alive, and they lose. They don't do a good job. Yamamoto fights the artificially made Espada who steals his power. So Yamamoto is out, and that's their heaviest hitter, the only person that could beat Aizen at that moment. Grimjaw has been healed by Orihime. I don't remember who he fights. Number 2, Death, gets absolutely just annihilates Soifone, one of the Vizards, who only beats him because he gets his hand infected and teleports his hand inside of the number 2 Espada, whose name I can't remember.
Oh,
And
can't remember again.
Aizen shows up because I think at this point Gin's not dead. No, Gin's not dead. Tozen's dead because he died in the Soul Society arc at the very end.
Yep.
What? No.
No, you're right. Tozen dies shortly before Fate Karakura time, I think, or right at the beginning of it. He dies fairly early on.
He dies. Okay. Cause he dies. He's fighting. What's his name? Captain Kurama.
Yes.
He's
his
fighting
best friend.
Captain Kurama. He's fighting his best friend, and then they stop mid-fight, and out of nowhere, I forgot who it was that just straight up killed him.
I
Like
think it was Aizen.
it might have been Isaac. Yeah, I think.
Because
it was.
he literally just turns to blood.
Yeah. That was brutal to watch.
Your character got folded. How do you feel about that?
Bro, I was pissed. I was like, he dripped out, but I do understand why you're gonna fold him. But
And it sucked because they just turned back to being good.
yeah,
And you think you're gonna get a new ally here.
Nope.
nope. Now you're just puddle.
That's kind of like what happened to Ace. Well, Ace is a little different though, because okay. Let me not think about Ace. This is Bleach. This is Bleach. Bro got a hole in him. But anyways,
Yeah.
the concept of the fake Karakura town, if I remember correctly, who was the one who basically enacted that whole process? Was it Urahara?
Ooh, I
It was, right?
believe it might have been. Yeah,
I think it was
Urahara.
him who kind of went about making sure that that's the case because of the fact that they knew that the fight was going to happen in Kuroko. They knew.
Yes. And they wanted to make they wanted to keep it away from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they basically, you have to remember, Karakura. Well, my goodness, Karakura Town is a very rich soul type of town. Like you have a lot of souls that are within it, and Aizen's whole goal was to go and create the I forgot what the name of the key was, the royal key, where he would take all the souls and then basically.
Yeah, he wanted to ascend to the top to kill the Soul King.
Yes, to kill the Soul King. So he needed Karakura Town to be like, essentially pooped on.
To basically create the key.
To basically create the key. Yeah. But then Kisuke, master plan, making a whole fake Karakura Town with the pillars, and then he had people stationed there. You had Ikaku guarding one. I remember, damn, what's his name with the Fujiku Jaku? That's his zanpakuto.
The ball guy?
No, like that's his
I remember Fujikijaku. I just can't remember what the guy's name or what he even looks like.
Jesus.
God, I need to rewatch Bleach. This is
Facts.
this is
He
embarrassing.
had indigo short hair with one strand that's red, one strand
Yeah, he
that's
was part of
yellow.
Kenpachi's squad. He was right under the vice captain.
Oh wait, isn't he the one who does the weight thing?
Huh? Does the what?
The weight thing?
With the mace? No, not him.
Not him.
No. Does he
He's the pretty boy. He's the pretty boy.
Bankai hidden
Because it was ugly.
with the I guess not really
Wait,
technical.
but I thought you said he had the Isn't he the guy with the different color strand? He had like the 2 strands of the hair.
Yes, 2 strands of the hair, red and yellow, and then he had like a short indigo hair that was.
Oh
like,
yeah, you're right. Wait, I'm thinking of the dude who's blonde, right?
the dude who's blonde? Which was
Who am I thinking of? You remember the one zanpakuto where if you hit something with the zanpakuto, it like gets
Oh,
heavy?
I think he has
Oh,
with the
you're thinking about-
6'9"
you're thinking
on
about?
tattooed in his cheek.
No. That's Shuhei.
That's Shuhei, yeah.
Usagi.
Oh, I remember him. He had the hook Zanpakuto.
Yeah, hook zanpakuto. That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Freaking.
Who's that? Was that
Okay,
the dude
so,
who's blonde?
So Yumi Chika is the
The
guy
pretty
that
boy,
has
yeah.
the
So
pretty
he's
boy.
the pretty boy.
But
Yeah.
the blonde one,
The blonde one's the one with the weight.
Yes.
he's the one with
Okay,
the
okay.
weight.
He's the one with the hook thing.
He's the one that
Okay.
Zanbakuto's Wabiske, and he would like hit it how many times and it would weigh heavier. That way you would basically be immobile, like you can't move your
sword. You
sword
would,
at all.
just essentially lose.
Okay, you were talking about Yumi Chika though.
Yes, Yumi
Okay, yeah,
Chika. He was guarding one of them. I do think he was guarding one of them too. No, was he? I don't know. Damn, I have to remember because they stationed lieutenants there to go in and guard it, and they were like, okay, but
Izuru is the blonde guy.
Zero.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, now I remember now. Okay, yeah. So they had that, and then a couple of pillars got destroyed. So you started to see actual people. People started to see
Yeah.
what was happening, and that was mainly Ichigo's
Friends, these high school friends. Oh my God, the three of them.
Wasn't one of his friends also able to kind of see?
Yes, because she nearly died to a hollow attack.
Right.
And so she started to. She never did anything with her again.
Tatsuki.
They started to. She started to be able to feel spiritual pressure to a little bit. Not very
I do
well,
remember
but she was essentially what Ichigo was kind of like at the beginning of the show. No powers, but she could interact with souls.
Right.
Other than that,
It was cool to see it from her perspective though. Like now that I think about it, because she didn't understand what was happening around her, and then she started to get the idea that okay, all of this is surrounding Ichigo. Like this is
No, because keep in mind, Ichigo's not there. He's trapped in Wako Mundo.
Oh yeah, but wait.
remember he still has to go and say.
Oh, he still has to go back. Yeah.
He
And
was
he gets-
fighting Ukuyora.
He gets stuck in the Bankai, and his father comes in to teach him how to use the final Getsuga Tensho.
Right.
Wait.
Well, no,
wait,
that doesn't happen yet. But
wait.
he is trapped in Wako Mundo.
He was in Wako Mundo for a little bit, and that was when the fight happened with Ukuyora, right? And then he had the whole
Super Vasto Lord Ichigo form.
super-
Yeah.
like that happens, and then he eventually stops, and he's fine. Comes down, and I remember Byakuya comes, and also I think Kenpachi was there as well. Yeah,
Yes, 'cause he was fighting not Natara. It starts with an N, but he's the espada with the it's basically a big staff with a crescent on the end.
Yeah, with the crescent. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember that guy.
Noritora.
Yes, Noritora.
Yeah, he was fighting them, but also the two of them together were fighting
Yami?
Yami, I think. Yeah,
Yamu.
the one that was number 10 when he originally came with Ukuyora and when
the
they
bigger
first
dude.
appeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you find out he's actually number 0 and he's the strongest one. That's a problem.
Yeah,
Which is wild.
big, very big.
I wasn't expecting that entire shift. I thought he was number 10.
Yeah, I thought he was number 10 because he acted like it, like he acted
Yeah,
like
he
an idiot.
Stupid. He was basically some big dumb brute.
Which fight would you say is like your favorite from that specific section, that specific arc?
Probably. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Grimjaw. I was going to say
Grimjaw?
Grimjaw. Grimjaw.
I like Grimjaw, I like Ukuyara, but I think the fight against Aizen, where they have the big plan to trick Aizen, where the whole attack is inverted, just for Aizen to not be there.
Oh, you're counting that. Oh, okay.
Are we
okay,
not?
Okay.
Because that
I
one,
was just
okay, because that one is crazy.
Wild.
yeah, that is kind of crazy. I will say that.
So for the uninitiated, Aizen's I can't remember if it's Shikai or his Bankai, but his ability is to completely cause you to hallucinate and see whatever he wants you to see. So what happens is they have a big plan in order to hit Aizen from all sides. And they distract him. They have things coming out from all sides. And like I said, and Toshiro is going to do his final attack, sprinting directly towards Aizen. And Aizen's going to react to it. But the leader of the Visors, whose name I also can't remember because I suck at this.
Shinji.
Shinji, yes. Shinji, his Shikai is he can invert your senses. So Aizen looks over and sees Shinji and goes, fuck. And he turns around and gets stabbed. And Ichigo shows up because he's their last hope because he hasn't seen Aizen's Shikai yet, so he's not affected by it. And he goes, what are you guys doing?
Yep.
And you find out that what Toshiro actually stabbed was, I think his name was Momo. We said it.
Yep, was Momo.
And Aizen was down there pretending that he was Momo, and essentially just killed Momo. She lives, but barely. And Aizen's like, stupid.
Regular day at the office.
Dumbasses. Yo, Aizen's ability is broken.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I think after that happens, like there's a bunch of like break off battles between like the assistants of I guess who were under the Espadas, like the three, like because you had Stark at number 1.
Yes, yes.
And they were fighting, I believe.
Now? I have no fighting now.
No. Nell didn't come with them.
No,
Yeah,
she
she was
did.
there.
She did come with them because she fought Haribel.
No, she didn't. I'm saying
In
she
that
didn't
fight,
go
yeah,
into the
no,
world
yeah.
of the living. She was
Yeah,
still in.
she was still in the yeah.
Mundo. But it was the first Espada versus, I believe, Captain with the Flowers. Then the second one was fighting Solifon. Yeah, it was Stark, and it was the second guy. I can't remember what his name was.
Baryon.
Was it Baryon? It was Baryon. Okay. And then the third one was Hallibell. She was fighting Toshiro.
Right, because Haribel had the water powers and Toshiro had the ice powers. So they
Yeah.
kind of they were essentially each other's foil in a sense. Toshiro did get kind of stomped for a little bit, but he managed to clutch it up at the end, which is great for him.
Indeed.
When does the initial battle, once Ichigo does pull up, if correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't he initiate the fight with Aizen right then and there?
He waits until
Or does he
Aizen.
wait?
He waits until Aizen, or waits until Momo gets essentially stabbed, and then I think he starts fighting,
Okay,
and he loses again.
because
know,
that's what he does.
That's what he does.
And then, oh wait,
Then I don't remember. No, Aizen I think traps Ichigo in the Bankai realm. Somebody does.
Wasn't that before you got here though?
No. They retrap Ichigo in the Bankai realm. Ishin shows up. His father shows up and teaches him the final Getsuga Tensho to commune with his.
Right.
Yes, and then when he breaks out, Gin, Big Dick Gin, goes and stabs Aizen and breaks the Hogyoku, but you find that the Aizen is completely absorbed and he doesn't need it anymore. So he kills Gin. And in his dying moments, Gin looks up and sees Ichigo with the long hair because he's badass now. And he's just like, it's peak. We're all good. I can die peacefully.
I can die peacefully. And then Ranki was just sitting there like crying, and I'm like, that sucks.
And Ichigo's pull up. First off, the designs in Bleach are great. Ichigo shows up in his Bankai with big cross guards on his sword, and the small chain that was on his blade is wrapped around his arm, and they are just at it, right? Aizen, you know Aizen's gonna lose because he starts yapping.
Yep. He's like, did you see my power? Or like, I'm already one with the Hogyoku.
It looks like the final form of the zanpakuto is to be fused. Shut up. And Ichigo says absolutely nothing, grabs him by the face, and launches him out of the city. And Aizen's just like, oh.
So it's like that, huh?
Okay.
I seem to. I'm sorry. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Exactly. And he was arrogant, thinking like, okay, when the mountain started to blow off, like during their battle, like he thought that was his power.
Him. Yeah, and Ichigo is just like, you aren't doing that. I'm just deflecting your attacks, and the force of me deflecting, it's destroying mountains. And so Ichigo does the final Getsuga Tensho, which consumes his soul chain, making him unbelievably a soul reaper. And no music, no sound, Mugetsu. And it's just a big line that nearly kills Aizen, but it doesn't. Ichigo throws the fight like an idiot because all he does is lose. And I forget who beats him.
Oh, he technically just gets sealed by Kisuke.
That's true. You're right. He gets sealed and is there until the end of the series.
Yeah. In the jail.
Yeah.
Just strapped to a chair.
in
Can't
the
even-
new
Until later on.
Central
Until later on.
46.
We can get to that.
Gets the BDSM treatment. You know how it is.
Oh, damn.
Goddamn. I love that fight.
It's great.
I have one question for y'all before we close it out for today. I know we were going to do full bring, but we'll probably just save it for
Yeah,
part
it's fine
two.
to full bring.
Yeah, it's not even that important, honestly.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, do you think that Bleach is the weaker link of the big three?
No.
I don't think it's the weaker of the big three.
I think it's underrated because it doesn't have a legacy to go on to have that the other ones have. Naruto has Shippuden, Z has GT Kai and Super, and One Piece is still going on. Bleach ends right after the Fullbring arc and does not show back up for like another 5-10 years. And so in the mind of a lot of anime fans, it just evaporates.
That's fair. It was gone for quite a while. Yeah.
That is true.
I'm glad it's back though.
Yeah, me too.
And we got the I forget when it's supposed to be starting. Does it start up this fall?
Does
We're gonna be talking. Yeah. Oh my! I am so excited, but yeah. Listen, JoJo, thanks for being on the show again.
You know me, I'm always up here to talk about anime.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna be catching you at the next one. We got a couple episodes planned, but we'll see what happens. We'll catch you on there. Good.
All right, yeah.
All right. All right. This has been Anime Intervention episode 13. We're making progress. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you out on the next episode.